Hello, everybody. This is me and George, and we're going to go over his last game. George has been getting significantly stronger. He's always had great tools, but he's starting to put them together, and it's like, wow, he's getting strong fast. So let's take a look. He's white, and here we go. Boom, boom. No need to respond. Now, I would because there's really nothing else going on, but you can simply choose to have something else going on. So he plays away. Great. Certainly no problem. Settle. Yep. Two things just happened. One, black didn't finish Joseki, and it's an important Joseki. And two, black's move here is funny. Let's do some Tawari on black's move. And Tawari means to change the order of the stones so we can see them. Let's imagine white plays away and black plays again. Okay. Is this better or is this better? I would say this is more than a little bit better. So already black shape is at least a little bit lacking, along with black has spent 3 moves and not even surrounded white yet. So there's a lot lacking in this. So first thing you do, I've seen the first 20 moves. I was really impressed. So I know what he's going to do. He punishes. This is double sente. Black could have had this for free, and his group at that point would be settled. Let's look at that. Black. Turn that down. And we'll have white defend this way. Turn that down some more. And that black group is stable, as is white, but it's black's move now. Instead, white gets it in. White is no longer stable. White has turned into a strong, living fighting machine. That's way more than stable. In Sente, because we're about to kill the corner. That's at least half a stone value extra for white. Okay. Next, the big question. Do we defend our A stone or not? This is a little above my pay grade, but it seems to me the 2 B stones are being awfully lazy. Let's do a little more Tawari. Let's say black had played here. Yeah, white's going to play next move, period. White does not want to get surrounded. White's getting out. Okay, Sente. How about this one? Yeah, white's going to respond because he doesn't want to get surrounded. How about this one? I'm not about to get surrounded. If I defend, it's not like I'm going to get anything more than just basic stability. So nothing particularly important. This would probably be my response if I was going to play. Then probably black, white, black, and I can either ignore or play again or whatever I want. But he chose to play away, and I love the attitude. And I love the move. This is great. This is the way to really get a lot out of a go position. Is just take your Sente, get points, develop a position, get your profits. Very nice.
Lance, could you talk about, instead of the R3 move, both approaches for white in that to that cornerstone? So the R6 and O3, and why you might choose one over the other.
Yeah. Let's pretend this was Sente. Well, now I'm going to play here. Clearly, white can do something on the right. There's no doubt that this is going to be extra beneficial. Usually the Q players are going to go, well, I have to come in right away. And now we've got 2 weak groups, right? So you've transferred your profit to the bottom instead of the right. I mean, it's, but on this board, white doesn't have any height. So is white really playing in an area where he'll get extra? I'm going to go with no, not really. Maybe a little bit, but not worth thinking about. What about this side?
And white's settled in the top right,
Yeah,
and that makes it smaller, right?
yeah. So why would we? Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. Since the A group, the C group is settled, the idea of it saying, oh, let's get on the right button. Sorry. Let's add a stone. What in the what? There's absolutely zero meaning to this move. It's not defensive. It's not aggressive. It's taking 6 points in absolute gote. That's an in-game move. Well, what about here? It's the same concept. Well, what about here? Well, yeah, it's wider and it's not necessarily over concentrated. What about here? Oh, now I'm starting to like it because there's something to do.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to this one. Fine. Playing in a big area, settling in the corner, sure. But we're really learning to love the 3-3. Cash, life, and very possibly Sente, depending on how things go. Now we have the big question, do we push again or not? And the answer is, or rather the criteria is, does white just really love this? No, I think black loves this. The right's just not very big. So he made the right choice to play away. So I think white has played a wonderful opening and brought the 3 stones down to at least 2.5, maybe a little closer to 2. So yeah, already doing well. Where next? His move seems the most likely. I think third line is fine too. I play fourth just because I feel better about it personally. What about this? Is the pinch just too much profit? I don't think so. Let's ask a different question. What about this? Well, I think it's just fine. Let's do it again. No problem. So how does black punish this? Let's try black gets Sente. Still, I don't think it's a problem. Yeah. So anyway, his move here is I don't see any issues at all. His next move, I only saw another 2-3 moves from here. This is the first move I disagree with.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm wondering if I'm the one in error. Okay, so in my mind, the job is to settle the white stone. Therefore, I'm going to play here. Okay.
Yeah.
He's saying, he played here. George says, I'm going to contact the strong stone. Well, perfect. Black looks silly, white looks great. So it worked. Well, what if black says, I have a fighting wall. I'm going to go ahead and fight with it. This could get really hard for white. Yeah, this could really be dangerous.
I mean, to be honest, when I played that, I was almost certain it was a bad move, but I couldn't help myself because I was certain that it incorrectly.
Now, when you say that, I've been talking to you recently about you really starting to get strong. The thing you just said, in my mind, proves that you're getting strength because I just couldn't help myself. You see this thing, you want to go get this thing. And, if he punishes me, I'll find a way out. It's a level of confidence that is excellent for winning games. I don't care if it's wrong. I'm feeling good about this move. No, I love you playing there. I think it's wrong, but it's great. And of course, it just turned out better than ever.
Yeah.
And from 3, you're down to at least 2 stone handicap. You've gotten quite a bit. Okay. Black's fine, white's fine. We can say that because we've shown we don't care about A. It's kind of like it doesn't exist there, right? That's not a group. So, and it's not an important stone. So black's fine, white's fine. Where to next? One would think the top. It's the last opening area. Now, I want to talk about what opening area means, because it's actually not the last opening area. Okay. There is not room for this white stone to simply live, right? If it goes that way, that's not life. That's not a living group. As is, it's just not a living group. So there's not room. Now, we're not saying that's black's cache, but we are saying we're calling it his area because white can't just come in. White can say, please take it. I want you to take the entire thing. But again, that's black's area. On the top, no one owns it. White can simply play there, and white's perfectly healthy. But the right also, white can simply play there and claim the area, or black can play there and claim some area. So the right and the top are the 2 last opening areas. Okay. And the top's clearly bigger. Our job is to get stable there. So I would go backwards. This is my second stone. That's my first stone. So we know that this white stone has Miai. The next thing I would think to myself is, am I kind of close? Am I a little tight and I'm uncomfortable? Or am I playing near a weak black group and bothering it? Let's pretend, let's do this again. Put a black stone here. Now I think white made a mistake. White's tight and is feeling choked. There's nothing to do here other than try to survive. And black can start pressing. So in that case, I'd back off 1. And now I feel just fine. I mean, heck, I have a whole nother step if I want one. But in the game, I think, I mean, that's a nasty spot. So I like having a white stone here. So I would play here next. Okay. He said, well, why don't I contact a strong stone? Because that's the emergency. That's what we do in an emergency. And we don't have that. Make sense, George?
Yes. I mean, here I thought that the top left was one of the big areas because nobody's really claimed the corner. Yeah, sure.
White is small. The more you run, the more black gets the top, right? Try to get out this way, then I get more in that area. I mean, now, again, I'm not trying to say this is the way the game would go, but I'm seeing a problem here. That white group looks so small, and it's black's move. It's not Sente for white to play there. So, yeah. Also, if we do a simple comparison between area 1 and area 2, your hand will not fit in area 2. Your fingertips will fit in area 2. Area 1, I'm going to go a whole hand plus a little more. Now I have told countless students over the years, when they want to size something, to literally use their hand. And it puts a mentality in your head like, well, because I remember wondering, well, what do you mean it's bigger? What does that mean? Does that mean the points you get? It never made sense to me until I started going, well, just the actual physical size. So I use my hand, and it makes a lot of sense to me personally. Okay, but black cut? That's funny. And you kill it, of course. and he's making your dreams come true once again. You got everything you've asked for in this game. I've got to stop and do a count. It's so interesting. George, if you could help me count, how many in area 1?
I'd say 10.
I completely agree. Would you please, I'm going to give you control. Could you go put triangles on the actual points you think you have? Because my guess is we're...
Could I also just play it out? Like this is how I kind of see it in my mind.
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't...
Keep going.
I actually thought of I don't know. Sorry. Yeah. So this is what I thought, and then I would also count this.
Okay. So I completely disagree, which is great that we did this. That's another thing I didn't understand for years. I was well into my dawns, and I had no idea how to count. I didn't even know what it meant. Okay, so first off, doesn't this just work?
Yeah.
Okay, so when black honeys, we have to Atari and Atari. Now I'm still counting this as 10 because 2, 4, 5, and we get 2 points per thickness, and white is by all means thick here.
Yeah.
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm comfortable with 10. And actually, we have something in the corner that I didn't think, because it is co, but you're risking literally nothing, and he's risking a bunch of points. So it's simply yours. So that's an extra 4 points. So it's like nearly 15 points. I didn't see that. I thought it was 10. I think it's closer to 15. Okay, so area 1 equals 15. Okay. And everyone can see that. Okay. 2. How many for 2?
I would say around 8, 9.
Yeah. I got 8 with a little bit of outside thickness. 9 might be a little better. We'll just go with 8 because it's the one typed in. Area 3.
Yes.
He can't stop us from getting at least 6.
Yeah, I'd said 6, 7.
Yeah. When it all comes down to it, that doesn't give you a point. You have to add in again. That's why I kept it to 6 instead of 7.
Yeah.
And then finally, area 4. Waiting for you.
Yeah. I'd say around 12 or so.
Okay. I got to 14. He can't stop you from getting these. Is that correct? Now, for viewers, we count. We don't count this because that's black invested a whole move. That's the same as saying on top, black has this many. No, we're not counting what he can get, but what we already have. So this is black Sente. This is black Gote. We don't count it. That's black Sente. So that's the perimeter. Do we agree, George?
Yeah.
Okay. This is black Gote. So we don't count that.
Yes. If we go into the toilet and I bring this into the stains.
And he's going to make this his Sente.
This part in the toilet. So first we can first this is out.
2, 4, 6, 8, and 12 is what I get. And that's what you said. So I give myself 14, but no, 12, not myself, white.
Yeah.
So
Like, just-
4 actually equals 12. Can you count all that up, George?
So 23. Oh wait, what's the 3 equals? Ah, okay, yeah, sure. Sorry, one sec.
Yeah.
43 plus the 8. What was the 8? Plus
The
8, I
8,
guess.
yeah, I think we can ignore 8, just four of them. So
Okay, ignoring
white
8 is 43.
equals 43. Okay. Now I can imagine a viewer right now going, oh my God, I wish they'd hurry up. This is so boring. But I think the majority of the viewers are going to go, I never knew that. I didn't know about that, the perimeters. And I remember for the first time hearing, don't count what you can get, count what you literally have right now. I go, wow, that just makes it so clear in my mind. Okay, black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas. Seems right.
Yeah.
A equals 8 tops. Because black's thin there. Just in other words, when white approaches at Sente, so 8 maximum, I would say.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. B. That is so black Sente to play F. It's so black Sente, way more than white Sente. So we can simply state that's a black stone. Therefore, white cannot get G. Okay. So
Yeah. I'd say around 12 up to the C11 stone.
right. So the question is, these 2 points are part of B and C. So we need to decide, once we get to this, whose is it? And so we're going to say it's the B group. That belongs to B. Therefore, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Sure.
C, now we're going to say these black points belong to the C group. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and not more than 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
C equals 10. D. We're going to say, since we counted area 4 as white, we're going to count area D as black, even though it's not quite black yet. Because if we take the corner, we don't have area 4 anymore. So
yeah.
The triangles are black stones. You on your way yet?
Yeah, just getting somebody something to chew on.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
See you, hon. Bit of homework for me. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll go with 16.
Yeah, I was thinking 15, but 16 sounds fine.
Yeah, they're both, yeah. When you get to that 1 and 2 point, could go either way. I generally look at, well, who's strong and who's weak nearby. It's like, man, white's awfully strong nearby. I better tone it down just a point or two. Oh, I'm so strong here. I'm going to give myself an extra point. So it's a bit intuitive, but yeah. And then E. Hard one. I'm going a bit intuitive there. Waiting on you.
Yeah, round 12.
Ooh, I gave myself a big 16 there.
Oh, really? Wow.
Now, this is an intuitive little area. What's going on here? So I'm going to pass just so we can see that one area clearly. I think white does not have the right to play this. Black is very thick all the way around and can just take control. So we can't say, oh, white will just play here. No, you can't say that. White will play there. Yeah, white will play there. Okay, so if black wants the points, he has these points. Right? Those are his. Now, things are going to change in the future, and he can get more, and he can get less, depending. But, and now on the bottom, I think white has this right. Let's see if this is true. Let's try this again. Is this Sente? It's not going to be Sente for black's life. Is it Sente for white's life? There's no way white wants to exist in this fashion. White does not want this. Therefore, this is Sente. Or Sente enough. Therefore, these are black stones. I mean those to be triangles. This is what I'm getting, is that this is where the black stones are. Now we're doing some guesswork and using a little intuition. But here I go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. How did I get up to 16? I have no idea. So that's twice in this little situation where your count was better than mine. So I hate you. E equals 13. Okay, count them up for me.
16 and then 16. Oh, no, sorry, not 16, right? Wait, so 8 plus 13 plus 10, 16, and then 13. 60.
I'm going to trust you here. Black equals 60. White had 43. I'm going to call that 45 just because with white playing better than black throughout the game, we're going to assume that's worth at least 2 points from here on out. So 45, so that's 15. That suggests white has only gained 1 stone so far. I was thinking closer to a stone and a half. But that's only 4 points off, right? 8 points per stone. So white is certainly gaining. And white played first, black played last. Okay. So we went through a long, enduring count. It's a good thing to get used to. The more you do this, the faster it's going to get. I'm going to use, there was gosh, she was like 7 or 8 Q. She wasn't very strong. Part of my LGD core long ago. And she had this gift that I found hard to believe. I tested her on a number of times. She would go, oh, A, that's, and she would name it. I mean, a second. She could see a shape, whatever it is. Oh, I see the shape, and this is the count. She could count like a Dawn player faster than a Dawn player. It was amazing. But here's how Dr. Baduk counts. And now we're assuming this sort of end game here. Okay. He uses his finger from a distance, and he'll, in his mind, he points to C2, and that represents those 2 points. So 2, 4, 6. No, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he does it really fast, right? 6,
Again, it's
7, 8. So he says 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And then he multiplies it later when he's finished everything, multiplies it times 2. And it's so fast. Like 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. Actually, by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's like, wow, he does it so fast and efficiently. Okay, enough with counting. You play here. Okay, is
R9 is bigger, I guess.
this becoming interesting? We would ignore. I don't see that that was interesting. Yeah, I think S7 was almost nothing.
And I could have played R9 instead, right?
I'm not comfortable with R9 because then when you live, well, I guess it's your Sente. You're alive already. Okay, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Last, this and the top are the next big ones. So this makes sense, but so does this. Because remember, that's a weak group. And now you have a wall on the left, a super strong wall. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pass. We get a clean board. And this idea, where do we play next? Check this out. Okay. From here, boom. One, we're just like, no one's thinking about anything. We all know what's going on. Okay, he plays here. All of a sudden, what do? This is where people get lost. Like before this, there was no question. On the bottom, there was no question. The moves play themselves, but now there's a big question. So White can play a big opening move on the top, big opening move on the right, or White can start flattening, or White can invade and take a risk. There's these certain directions. First, try to get, and I'm of course speaking not to George, but to viewers in general, try to see these options. Now, even as a Don player, like when I was one Don, I wouldn't be able to do this. No one ever described to me that this was something to do. No one knew how to play Go back then. No one had even heard of Go back then. Going back 45, almost 50 years. And when someone came along, oh, well, just, what are the big areas? How would I know? Well, and I'm like, well, maybe I should be invading at E. I'm going to try the invasion. That's what we used to do back then. We didn't know any better. So now it's like, okay, there's an opening area at A, one at B, flatten it, and you try to see the options. Once you see them, you can go, well, area A, I'm very strong there. He has a weak group. This is the only two-purpose move in everything we looked at. So in my opinion, it's like the only idea. AI might say, we'll do this first because of. Great. If it means you should do this first, fine, do that first. But this is the intent on the board. Does that all make sense, George? Did I say it okay?
Yeah, so great. I have one question about the bottom left.
Yeah.
I'm always unsure about this. So White could come in at D and take those points away, but Black would, in exchange, remove any points that I'll be getting on the bottom.
Right. Now, there's another reason I wouldn't play this way. And it's because if I go for life and he says no life, however he wants to say it, let's just do this here. Am I really going to kill something? No, I think White's going to die first.
Hmm.
So if I wanted to come in the corner, I would play here. Because now I can live in the corner.
Hmm.
And the question is, what is he going to do? So either he lives the corner, then I get out easily. But again, I wouldn't do that because I need my bottom to be secure. I might actually play this way because now I can live in the corner without help. That's just alive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty alive looking. And black is quite short on liberties now. But again, that's a whole nother thing. I think I made a disaster of the answer. Did I answer your question at all?
That's great. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. My guess is that this is not a good move, but I use it all the time because doesn't this bother you if you're white? I mean, next,
Sure.
it's like, what am I going to do? I guess I have to play this way. Where'd my eyes go? I hate this. So conversely, ooh, big word. I like to play this way. My area is secure, my life's secure, and his corner is now toast if I want it to be. And what's he going to do? Play here? What a ridiculously small move. So I play this a lot in these sort of situations. Okay. Okay, this way. Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is disaster for black. Right. Boom, boom. And now, yeah. Oh, good. Great. Yeah. I would actually play here first. He simply cannot ignore. So the question is, what's he going to do? This is the shape point for the 3 in a row is not enough. Give me an answer, George. I don't know what black would do. What would black do here?
It's, I don't know, Q5? I'm not sure.
Q5. Great. Black is cut, right? The only question is, when will I do it? On this board, I am now going to consider 50 moves in the future fighting in this area, right? This is a future fight we're having. And all of a sudden, I'm getting moves for free because he's got to come back and fix the cut. Now, that's way in the future, but this is a nice stone to have in. And anything else, I mean, now he's cut in Sente because it's a snapback, you know? Yeah. So I would do that first, but totally, your move's awesome here. Yeah. Yeah. Is not small because there's that vital point. Absolutely. You might want to play it right now. Yeah. He plays it. Good. And so you get a move like that in the Sente. Yes. Very nice. Look at all that profit.
Yeah.
From one Sente move, he has to respond. You come back. I got to count it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, at least 12 points minimum just for free. Yeah. Very nice. Well, it's not for free anymore, but yeah. Ooh, I'm so curious. Yeah. And this is securing your points, right?
Yeah, I felt like, I mean, there's
Yeah.
quite some
But
size in that
black
move.
left is too important. Seems to me that you don't have a choice but to play on the outside. So if black wants the outside, you're getting a bigger side. And if he's living, then you're going to be invading, you're going to be dealing with the left. Just intuitively, this would have to be it. I haven't read it out or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I would start here.
Yeah.
Now, this is a ladder, right, that works for him. So maybe, good question. There's a timing here. So I'm not against your move here. I mean, it's obviously the next move. The only question is some Aji to squeeze out first, and I'm not so sure. Lightly. This declares I want these two stones to survive, or yeah, sort of. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. So great shape, everything's great. This may well be the right move. But remember earlier, that's where I wanted to play because now I can live in the corner.
Nice, yeah.
So not only have we invaded, we can now live in the corner without question. The only question is this somehow too deep? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're okay here. These are tough questions, but I mean, your attitude is just like, oh, save my group. I don't care if he plays here. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
small. I flattened him, got all this stuff. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And then here, and I like the dog face because you're really pressing into that knight's move. I like that a lot. Test the waters. Interesting. A little dangerous. Oh, man, he just fell for it, didn't he? That is so big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really big. Gosh, I think he could punish you, but he didn't. This bottom left corner, obviously you can't save the stone, just dies, but you can play here. He dies. So he has to take, and how many points do you get in the corner? Literally 0. Okay. If, and this is often the case, if his A group was surrounded, let's actually put another one there. Holy cow. This is massive move. It's either in-game incente, because he has to live, or you kill him. I've killed countless corners like this, because they tend to not, cube players don't see this move. Okay. On the other hand, if you're waiting for the right time to play it, black has time, most likely, to play this move, so your corner trick doesn't work anymore. So there's a timing issue here is the point. If black plays this too early, let's do it. White's move. I'm going to go white. Black says, aha. Then I'm going to go white. Because what is black accomplishing here? I think you can ignore again. But anyways, there's a whole question about timing here. But this is not the situation because he's alive there. But I thought it was worth looking at. Maybe it helps someone. Okay. Black. And where'd you go? Doesn't work, right?
Yes, as the yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if this literally kills yet. Yeah, just kills. Yeah. But he falls for it. That's a big move. He responds. Q players are so much fun to play against. I usually find within the first 10 moves, you start getting you can start reading their minds. Oh, this guy's going for territory. Anytime I can play in-game early because he's going to fall for it. That's not the best thing to do, but you can kind of tell what they're going to do. Good. Yeah, ignore it. Very nice. Ignore again. Very nice. George, you're getting so strong. Can't believe it.
That second push,
This
F11.
one?
Yeah, perhaps that's actually not very big, right? Because blacks is so strong over there. I was kind of thinking of the F15 cut.
Yes, totally worth it.
Okay.
It finally came about. You've been waiting. We looked at it. It's like, well, not yet. There it is. Totally
Yeah.
works now. Yeah, I would play exactly the same way you did. To me, that's mandatory. And just imagine the opposite. I mean, you don't want black turning into this area, and now he's
Yeah.
getting that stuff for free. No way. I would play there in a heartbeat.
So I think
Push
here I
it
made
there.
quite a
You're
big
pretty
mistake.
weak here, right? Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is, I would say
I
this is
mean,
your first, well, you made a couple other mistakes you didn't punish. George, you're just playing so great here.
and then he punishes me really well here. I get into quite some trouble.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is just ridiculous, right? There's no need for that move, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the right time, he's going to cut
Yeah.
and you get the Atari.
Sure.
Oh, and that's Sente. Oh, you can do it. You cut off a whole deal. Ah, it turned out for the best. That's funny. Boom. Slice through, right? Or does it still work? No.
It's a ladder, right?
No problems.
Okay.
Still cut through.
Nice.
Yeah. We know this is the move you want. So that's when
Yeah.
you take time. Oh, it looks like it doesn't work. Read it again. You really want this.
Yeah. Sure.
And you can, more often than not, you can find how it actually works in your favor.
And also that G15 just didn't feel right. It feels vulgar.
Yeah. Vulgar, good word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this move, it's like you're just adding dead stones in. No, play it. Play it. Even though it dies. And we saw it actually kill something if he doesn't defend. So, no, those are the moves. You play it first, get the Aji in, even it's, yeah. Boom, boom, sure, yeah. And do we cut? I don't know. Oh, Sente, so we cut, yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Very nice. So what was the end result?
I won by 7.5, I think.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and this for viewers, this is a real way to get stronger. In this game, we spotted 3 or 4 wrong directions by George, where, oh, I should have done that. That's too weak. Spot those. And when you do review it once or twice and go, oh, there's an emotional content we're looking for where, oh, this was a mistake. Okay, that's step 1. In review, you go, oh my God, that was terrible. In review 3, it's like, oh my God, I will never do that. What was I thinking? That emotional content is actually how we make our moves better. Okay, good. I think that's it. Thanks, George. You played
Great.
great. You're getting so strong. Yeah, at this
Great.
point, you're
Thank you.
basically one down KGS without a problem. You're only like 2-3 weeks into it. You haven't proven it yet, but yeah, you're doing great. Okay, everybody. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Goodbye. Bye-bye.